Hi everyone, this is Veston speaking, and welcome to my top 5 Pokemon Johto Journeys episodes list. I was so satisfied with what I did with the Kanto countdown that I decided to do the Johto one immediately. You see, unlike the Orange Island season, there were a lot of episodes in the Johto Journeys that are truly fantastic. For the most part, they were better than the episodes in the Orange Islands, and hold up as well if not better than a lot of stuff in the first season of Pokemon. Just like last time, major spoiler alert. Now, it was hard to choose which episode I could use for the countdown, because all of these are good. So as you can see in the honorable mentions, I had a lot to choose from, but I think the episodes I will cover right now represent the very best of the season. So now you've seen the honorable mentions, let's get the countdown started. Number 5 is easy. The Double Trouble Header. This episode was early on in the Johto Journeys. After visiting New Barktown, Ash, Brock, Misty, and Pikachu find themselves in an open field where they meet a rookie trainer named Casey, voiced by Carrie Williams. She's a huge fan of her favorite baseball team, the Electabuzz. She treats her Pokemon battles like a baseball game, like when she uses her Chikorita to fight off a Rattata. Once she claims victory catching it, she celebrates by singing her Electabuzz theme. She then sees Ash and friends and gets very excited about seeing Pikachu, seeing as she herself loves the yellow Pokemon with stripes. Despite her being a huge Electabuzz fan, Ash is not too sure about them because they always play last. This, of course, ticks Casey right off and decides the only way to sell this is with a Pokemon battle. And for the battle, she used Chikorita, Pidgey, and Rattata. The latter two Pokemon are obviously referenced to the first episode where Ash tried and failed to catch 2 of those Pokemon in the fields. And for the battle, Ash uses, of all Pokemon, his Charizard. At that point in the series, Charizard became a lot more obedient after the events of Charizard Chills. Even Brock was surprised. What's even more surprising that Charizard was able to finish off with the battle without even getting a single scratch on himself from Casey's 3 Pokemon. Alas, Casey doesn't take her losing very well and runs off. Now, Ash and Misty, they were a little bit of a jerk here, but it works in the context of the story. I don't think they were being mean-spirited, I just think that Ash has gained more experience than he had when he first started out in the first season. Casey is now very depressed about her loss against Charizard, and she remembers the day when she left her hometown where her father and her grandfather explained to her that they're very proud of her becoming a Pokemon trainer. As you can see here, Casey's family and neighbors are also huge Electabuzz fanatics, and they know one thing for certain. Despite all the losses the Electabuzz go through, they never give up, and neither should Casey. After that flashback, Casey realized that it doesn't matter if she lost or not, because she made a solemn promise to make her family proud, and she'll keep trying and she'll never give up. Before she can go on, Team Rocket appears from the bushes and goes over to Casey and lies to her that Ash was cheating while using Charizard. This of course makes Casey trust them and decides a rematch is necessary. Before long, Casey and Ash find themselves on a baseball field, and Casey is ready. As the match goes on, Jessie, James, and Meowth observe them from the scoreboard and have plans to sabotage the battle. They use a huge machine against Chikorita and Pikachu and kidnaps them. They see Team Rocket and they do their different motto that pretty much pays homage to baseball. Casey soon realized that she had been tricked, and she and Ash work together to fight off against Team Rocket, baseball style. Even Team Rocket's robot cheerleaders turn against them, and while using Squirtle and Bulbasaur to attack them, Pikachu uses Thunder Shock on them and gone! Team Rocket is out of the game. Ash and Casey make amends, and Casey continues to pursue her dream as a Pokemon trainer and a baseball fan. This episode was great from the get-go. I'm not a baseball person, but I like all the references that go into the episode, like Casey's name was based off of a story called Casey at the Bat, real-life Japanese baseball teams, and Star of the Giants. I guess you could argue that baseball wasn't the only American pastime. And it kickstarted Carrie Williams' career as a voice actress with this episode. And this won't be the last time we see Casey. Oh, heck no, we won't. Now, with this one out of the way, here's the next one. Dancing in at number 4 is Flower Power. Ash and friends find themselves in Florendon, where a citizen comes by and hands them a pamphlet for the annual Pokemon exhibition, and our heroes decide to check it out. At a nearby giant square, they see a trainer named Bailey, who has a duo of grass Pokemon named Bellossom. They try to do a special trick called the Bell-Loop-de-Loop, but one of the Bellossom falls and lands in Ash's arms. A perfect save if you ask me. Bailey explains to the trio that she is planning to perform at the exhibition with her Bellossom, but after that disastrous fall, she isn't so sure. Meanwhile, Team Rocket are observing the exhibition and try to partake in it, but not in a very good way. Mostly because Meowth told a lot of bad jokes in front of the audience. I mean, they are bad, but in a good way. They decide to sabotage it. By the way, Jessie is great in that flamenco getup. Bailey and other people entering the exhibition decide to fight back against Team Rocket. And this battle was more of a dance routine than a Pokemon battle. I mean, this was well choreographed on the animator's part. Definitely one of Pokemon's finest moments. Bailey mentions later on that their battle skills were similar to dancing. I guess you could see why Victory Bell learned the sword stance. They may have defeated Team Rocket for now, but they'll be back. Unbeknownst to our heroes, Team Rocket is back, and this time, they plan to kidnap all the Pokemon performing the exhibition. But this time, Ash and his friends are ready. Using Heracross, it catapults his Pikachu up to the balloon and pops it, allowing Team Rocket to descend to the ground. But they aren't ready to give up yet. Once again, Jesse and James call it their Pokemon they used yesterday, and trying it against Pikachu. But Pikachu uses the dance moves it learned from Blossom with ease. But Victory Bell wraps Pikachu up when Arbok is ready for an attack. But Bailey's Blossom comes to the rescue and performs the Billup-Dulup with ease, and they blast off Team Rocket with Tornado Twister. And with Team Rocket out of the way, the exhibition can finally go on, and the Blossom special move was performed with a great ovation. Another fantastic one. It took a couple of episodes for Ash and the others to get to a nearby city, but they did it. And it also got the fans to see Blossom on the screen after their first appearance in Pikachu's rescue adventure. If you need a moment to dance, this episode is worth checking out. Number 3 is going to be another fun one. Foul Weather Friends. In this episode, Ash and his friends find themselves in the countryside where they meet one of the many new Pokemon in the Johto region, Hoppip, who loves to fly around the wind. Along the way, they meet a woman who owns the Hoppip named Mariah, voiced by Tara Sands. As usual, Rock tries to woo her, but Misty stops him. But anyway, Mariah reveals herself as a weather forecaster, and she uses her Hoppip to predict the weather, basically depending on the wind. However, one Hoppip is different from the others. That's because it's not a Hoppip. She's actually an Oddish who wants to be like the Hoppip. They try to console Oddish, but nearby, Team Rocket is watching. Meowth gets an idea to take the Hoppip and use them as mail carriers, but Jesse and James find it a terrible idea and they just decide to steal them for the boss. They crash into our hero's moment of helping Oddish with their silly disguises that went recognized by our heroes, and they have a huge fan to blow the Hoppip away. But Ash is ready. He sends a Chikorita and Jesse sends out her Arbok. But Chikorita takes out Arbok with ease, and as usual, Pikachu uses Thunderbolt on Team Rocket and they blast off again. It seems like everything is now safe, but more bad news occurs when Hoppip and Oddish bunch together, which causes Mariah to worry that a severe storm is coming through the countryside to attack. And after some careful analysis, she discovers that it's a tornado. Meanwhile, Team Rocket walking off in defeat would rather be blasted away by something other than Pikachu's electrical attacks. But there's an old saying, be careful what you wish for, it might come true. And, oh yeah, it does. Jesse, James, and Meow find themselves sucked into the cyclone of the killer tornado, blasting them off again. Back at Mariah's, they decide to take cover under the desk, which is a pretty unsafe idea. Why don't you guys just go down to the basement or something? Anyways, the tornado attacks Mariah's house and blows away her Hoppip and Oddish and her roof. A moment later, the tornado has finished its attack, and Ash and the others go out to find Mariah's Pokemon. They find Oddish in the debris from the broken roof, and she is willing to help Mariah find her Hoppip. As Mariah mentions, Oddish genuinely cares about Hoppip, and she would do anything to bring them safe and sound to Mariah. They were able to find 2 of the Hoppip in the woods and the riverbank. But unbeknownst to them, Team Rocket, having survived the tornado's attack, had a couple of Hoppip with them because somehow the tornado blew the Hoppip right where Team Rocket was. This time, Ash and the others are ready for battle, but Oddish gets all the battling ending with the Solar Beam attack, which gets Team Rocket to blast off again. They blasted off 3 times in one episode. Crazy, huh? Now that Oddish has done her deed and saved Hoppip, our heroes resume their journey to Azalea Town, and they say goodbye to Mariah. Oh, and about that part Mariah's house was fixed, it would have taken forever to get the entire house rebuilt. Okay, nitpick aside, this is another home runner. Another great story. And a nice story that focuses on other Pokemon that didn't belong to any of the characters, which was Oddish. Tara Sands did a great job voicing Mariah, and the character's well designed. And I have a crazy hunch that we may never see her again. I also have a crazy hunch who caused the tornado attack. I think Mewtwo caused the tornado attack. Just kidding, he wouldn't do that. It was just Mother Nature doing its thing. Funny enough, episodes later would have a similar concept called Johto the Future. Also funny enough, both episodes had Weather Girls voiced by Tara Sands. And speaking of Tara,